Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Big Poppa coming in here live from the Moxie Studios, and it's a wonderful day today. I'm very excited. I have two incredible individuals on the line that will be discussing the subject of undefeated John Jones versus Daniel Cormier, a former Strike Force heavyweight. The fight was scheduled for September 27th, but it's been postponed. But still, that's going to be a hell of an event at the end of the year. They recently had a scuffle at an MGM press conference, and this one didn't look fake at all. So let me first introduce the Nate, who's in Hawaii. He was kind enough to accept the invitation to join us today. His reputation precedes him. Incredible businessman. One of the best partiers of all time. Loves life and just does what he's got to do to get it done. And on the other line, we have Triple L, lavish linebacker Larry, what many women call lovable Lair Bear. And we have him from Las Vegas getting ready for the big Maidana versus Mayweather fight. Well, recently, John Jones and Cormier got nose-to-nose, which Cormier was not into, so he shoved Jones away. Clearly, Jones was not pleased, so he went after Cormier, and the two knocked the backdrop over before tumbling onto the stage. The two went at it, and afterwards, Cormier wrote Twitter, I won't let another man get in my face and put his forehead against me. I will react every time. John Bones said, "Next time I will slap you." This thing is getting crazy. It's awesome. What do you think, Nate?
Well, Big Papa, I have a message to give to Dana White and Joe Rogan. I hope you're listening, because I got an important message you need to hear. Quit messing up your own business. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I tell you right now, people are bored with MMA. They're bored with the UFC, especially. You guys need to quit. Get off your high horse and realize it's not just about boring fighters saying the same old rhetoric. It's about, you need to have a little bit of storyline. You need to brand your fighters. You need to let them be themselves, be passionate, show their emotion. I'm not saying they have to be clowns or buffoons, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of heated exchange here and there. And, you guys really need to buck up and pay attention to your audience. That's how I feel. You heard it from the Nate.
Triple L.
Well, first off, I just want to say that scuffle was great. There's nothing wrong with a little pushing and shoving, but taking the backdrop out and literally falling onto the ground, classic. I loved every minute of it. If I could do it 10 times over again, I would. And, Dave Schottler on there, I would put him right in the middle of it and have him fall right over too. I think it was a great thing. I think it was great for the sport. And honestly, I think this is probably the most anticipated fight in the last 3 years with the
Is that the name of the little fellow that got tossed to the side?
Yes, he.
Because I just saw that the little guy just got thrown.
Yeah, he was trying to stop the fight. Obviously, you never get in the way of two MMA fighters.
You ask yourself, what were you thinking? What were you thinking?
Well,
you got two monsters here. It's like Kong against Godzilla, and you get in the middle. I don't think so.
Well, it's a common case of, I guess, natural reaction. But even Dana has trouble with breaking the fighters up. What makes you think that anybody else is gonna?
No, but I've never seen it with Dana there. I've never seen it go to that level. I mean, you just respect Dana. I mean, you're not gonna do that in front of Dana.
Right.
So maybe Dana has to be around for all these, gentlemen of this size. Well,
at the end of the day, I think it was great that Dana wasn't there, and I think it was great that they pushed him over there and dropped the whole backdrop, because of that incident, now this is probably going to be one of the most watched fights in pay-per-view history, just because of that. So in my opinion, if Dave Schottler is going to be up there, be tossed around all over the place and get me excited for fights, hell, put him up there every single time. Dana, have fun in Bora Bora. We'll see you the day of the fight. I'm sticking my wallet out, putting my money there, and I'm ready to watch some fights. So to me, I think it was great.
I mean, that little stare down resulted in an utterly insane brawl between what are now two bitter rivals going at each other. I mean, it's what Jones wrote going back to the twittering, like, DC, you suck, You're gonna chop me over the neck and get beat up, and I had you on your back, in 6 seconds. So he's already telling him, look, dude, I got you down in no time. And then he ends saying, you suck. You felt so weak. So Jones, in his mind, already thinks he's got this. He's like, you know what? This guy's small. I got him. What do you think, Nate?
Well, Big Poppa, a lot of people look small to Bones Jones. And in my heart of hearts, I think he's going to edge out Cormier. I do think it's going to be a stiff battle that'll go the distance. But I love their intensity. I love the rivalry. Every sport needs a rivalry or multiple rivalries. And I'm telling you right now, this is good for the sport. I'm a huge MMA fan. I have for a long time, and I can't remember when I've been so disenfranchised with this sport as I am right now in the past couple of years. They've systematically oversaturated the market, run into the ground. They're seeking to other countries to make up revenue for the decrease in ratings here in the States. And it needs action like this. It needs fighters like this. They need to get together and figure something out, because these two guys are probably going to make them the biggest payday revenue that they've had in a while. And I tell you right now, I don't care who wins or loses. I just want them to keep it up. I want this fight to be everything that it lives up to the hype, and I think it will.
I think that right now the controversy, which is going back and forth, was it staged? Did they, get coached or be told to do something like this? To me, I don't think so. I don't see it. But to a lot of people, they think, they needed to do this. Do you think that this fight needed that Triple L?
Well, honestly, at the end of the day, I really don't care if it was staged or not. If it was, kudos to them. It was a great job. They threw people on the ground. There was a big, fiasco down there. Everybody was freaking out. I loved it. What's that any different than WWE whenever you had fights that are already scripted? At the end of the day, it's about entertainment. Now, I can honestly say that these two gentlemen do have a beef with each other. They don't like each other. But even if that wasn't the case, I'm not mad about it, and if behind the scenes they're saying, hey, I'm going to push you, you're going to push me, let's just promote this fight, I have no problem with that. As long as you're going to get me to watch your fight and even care about what's going on, that's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. So is it bad for them to stage stuff like this? Is it bad for the UFC to start bringing entertainment? Absolutely not. I think it's what needs to happen for this sport.
Well, I have a question for you, Nate. The reason I brought and went really out of my way to make sure I got Triple L and the Nate here is because they've had a passion and a love for UFC for many, many years. I mean, going back to the original mega fights, all the way to the transition, to the new ownership, to now. They're loyal, passionate fans, and what they have to say matters to me a lot, because every time I talk to them, they sound like all the fans out there and like a lot of the public out there. So they're, to me, legitimate telltale to me of what people are feeling and thinking. Do you think, though, that this fight needed this? Because let me tell you why. Prior to this melee, would you have watched the fight, Nate?
I would say I probably wouldn't. I would be interested in the outcome, but would I waste my time to waste my money on watching it? Probably not.
You, Triple L?
Absolutely not. I mean, who cares? John Jones dominates everybody anyway. Cormier's going to come in, overweight little fat guy. To me, I don't care. It's just another domination. I'm not going to spend $70 on it.
Okay, so whether it was staged or not, the fact that the melee happened, the brawl happened, that just got some individuals to want to watch the fight and pay for the pay-per-view. So mission accomplished either way. Okay, well, we're ending this segment. We're running out of time. We have a lot to say about this. We're going to continue in the next segment, still talking about the same subject. Does it matter if this was staged or not?